Hi, hello, welcome. Welcome back to another Onkruid video. Welcome back to another Soulstone Survivors video. Another unedited Soulstone Survivors video, but you guys know that by now. The big 100. The triple-digit episode. We are gonna use the Barbarian, jump straight into the first map, and because this is the 100th episode, the special thing is that we're gonna make it into a bit of a marathon. So we are gonna use the exact same build as we used in the last video, but this time around we are gonna go into one of the portals that is not just a straight run ender. No, we're gonna make this into a bit of a longer let's play to celebrate 100 episodes in this beautiful game. For a while it was my daily upload, every day at 3 in the afternoon and the rise of the size of the moon. And then after a while it died down a little bit because of other real life things that were expected of me. Things that I was kind of responsible for. Responsibilities is the word I'm just looking for, but I mean, nobody's perfect, so there are probably other people that can't find the exact word they are looking for in the first 10 seconds of trying to think about it. But yeah, the big 100, huh? Damn. I'm coming back to the game now, is what I was trying to get at. This is the second video I recorded it today. It's also like the first day or the first 2 days that I'm actually getting back into recording, and it feels great. And then earlier today, when I first booted up this game again, I noticed that there was apparently, I didn't know this before, a giant update. The Ascension and something else update, I think, and it was such a welcome surprise. You can't really transforming all stacks of bleed into hemorrhage. I think we're gonna do that for now, but we might replace that in the future. We are definitely still going for a bleed build, a negative effect build, the same build we have been going for the past 50 episodes, probably maybe even more. We have to go for like the successful meta builds now though, because we are playing on the maximum difficulty, exactly because of the fact that we now have new incentives to do this. We need to collect some new materials again. Are we gonna keep this? I don't think we are. I think we're gonna stick to our guns, use the build that we are used to, and probably replace that new ability that we have never seen before with something that we are a bit more familiar with. Bloodlust is of course nice. Would love some Bladestorm or Flurry as well. Really like the AoE application of negative effects is definitely what we are still looking for. And we are of course still also looking for the synergetic abilities, but because of our rune build right here, that should not be a problem at all. Give me some multicast, you can never go wrong with that. Either way, I'm just feeling excited. Excited about reaching the 100 episode mark, but also just excited about recording again, playing this game again, and realizing that there is a lot more to offer now. It was already fun, and it was still fun. I had not grown tired of this beautiful little game, this beautiful little art project, this beautiful little experience, but now I am definitely my hype has been tripled again. Because now you have a whole new system for every character. For the Barbarian, it is the Rage system. So when this bar fills up, when we have killed enough enemies, we will go into Berserk mode for a bit. Some higher movement speed, some higher damage, probably also some higher damage thwarting capacities. Heroic Strike is not really what we're looking for. Area effect for the Slam abilities is definitely what we are looking for. Frequency for the Bloodlust, please. Yes, thank you. There we go, got rid of that turret. I don't think we're keeping the ground slam. We got rid of it the last run as well, and I think that was a smart decision. I know that people keep on telling me that chromatic bolt is actually amazing, but I am still not really convinced. I just want to go same old, exactly what I know. Debilitating Plague, thank you very much. Titan's Cleaver worked fine for us in the last run. I think I'm gonna replace ground slam as the first ability. Let's get a little healing crystal in there. We already have venomous. We also already have frailty, so our area is what I wanted to say, but I misclicked. And if the run now ends in a disastrous way and we lose without getting to a high point, without getting to a high level, you know what happened, right? It was that one misclick that cost us the entirety of the run. That one small little area upgrade just cost us legendary status, it cost us all our honor, all our valor, it cost us everything really. Goodbye. Body Slam is always nice because it is just a raw damage dealer, but we might replace it in the end as well. Fateful Strikes is definitely what we also need. I could have taken Thermal Shock there, but Thermal Shock will definitely show up again. I think Body Slam will just help us in... Ooh, yeah. Will just help us out in the short run. Not the long run, but short-term positive effects. Something you don't always have to chase in life. Alright, I think now we have like all the... Oh. Cool. So... you can take multiple of the synergetic abilities right now. And does that like make it a higher percentage or higher damage, or how does that work? Because it's definitely something that I'm gonna keep on doing, because the synergetic abilities are exactly what keep this build going most of the time. So don't mind me, I will keep investing in that, but I didn't realize that, because normally you would pick them once and it would be over. Now things change. Gangrene is something we don't have yet, so that is very, very welcome. How are our damage numbers looking? I feel like we might want to replace Body Slam with Blade Storm if we get the chance, because the raw damage dealer is good in the early game, but at the point we are at right now already, I think we would be better off with just more applications of negative effects for sure. What else am I gonna do on the YouTube channel in the near future? Probably play a lot more of this. Maybe try and go back into a daily schedule of this game, but I don't want to... no, I'm not even gonna finish that sentence, because it's definitely just not gonna work. We should have definitely checked whether that upped the percentage or the damage. 75% sounds like a lot though, so I definitely feel like it is the percentage. And that means that it's definitely gonna be worth it to take as many of those upgrades as we can. We don't have Touch of Ice yet, which is gonna be nice, because it makes... Touch of Ice is gonna be nice, because it makes exactly... It makes it easier to apply multiple negative effects. This is still the same, right? 20%? Yeah, it's still 20%, but it just increases the damage. Which is still not bad, because we are relying on that damage to actually win. But I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of the gameplay too much. And then again, yes I do. Yes, I do, because there might be some new people here that are like, whoa, this guy has 100 episodes. I'm gonna watch episode 100 to see if it's any good. And those people have already left by now, of course, because they realize that my content is just hot trash, and not even hot, it's just cold trash. What was I gonna replace? Body Slam, right? Yeah. How big is the Blade Storm already? That's okay, but it definitely needs to be bigger. We are applying some nasty sticks, though, I can tell you that much. Combination of Blade Storm and Flurry, if we can get that hitting on the same enemy for a while, I think we are definitely in the money already. Other video ideas I have. Playing some Guild Wars 2. Played it again for the first time in months yesterday with my Onkruid, and I realized that that game is actually just like beautiful and a lot of fun. Also really feeling the Elder Scrolls Online craving for some reason, not really sure why. That's exactly why I say for some reason, and I don't give you the exact reason, which would be way more logical in a form of discourse where we are both trying to give each other the maximum amount of information that we want to deliver, according to the maxims of Grice? 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 Maxims of Grice. Absolutely. Quantity, quality, relation, and manner. So basically, like, you want to make your message that you're sending to other people as informative as possible, and you don't want to leave anything out. That's a very short-sighted way of kind of explaining them. Explaining those maxims. Either way, what was I talking about? In Guild Wars, I would love to maybe like look at how to create or farm for a legendary weapon, and then make a little YouTube series about that. Right, I was talking about Elder Scrolls Online as well. Impending Doom is one that we haven't had yet. I feel like our damage is a bit less than in the last run. What is different? We had Savage Strikes instead of Blade Storm. We definitely shouldn't go for like those regular old damage increases, or maybe for the smaller monsters it's okay, but maybe, I mean, we can still replace Blade Storm with something else if we want to, but we just got it, so we need to give it a chance. I think its area just needs to be a bit larger, because now we need to be nice up close and personal with these lords to actually have it take any effect. But that is, again, something that we actually do not really want to do. The last run we also just started off with like 2 or 3 legendary multicast for physical abilities upgrades, so that's definitely also kind of impeding our damage this run a little bit. That's very much understandable. But in general, it just feels like a lot lower. Spontaneous combustion we definitely have already. Yeah, so Relentless is definitely going to be nice. How is our Bloodlust and Scent of Blood doing? It's not fully active yet, but it is coming quite close. Or Bloodlust is fully active, but maybe only when we are in Rage mode. Multicast, never gonna say no to that. Almost one Lord down, and the other ones most of the time just drop like flies. And they have to, because the next set of Lords is already here. Took a large hit of damage there. I'm hoping that we can get rid of one of these. Let's go for some defensive upgrades. We didn't use defensive upgrades at all in the previous run. But I need to also realize that I kind of have to go a little bit quicker if I want to be able to move into one of the other portals. I believe you need to complete the run within 14 minutes. And otherwise you will not be able to traverse into the next realm. Increased potency on the Bloodlust, please. Oh damn, I thought we would get a lot of levels from that gem, but I guess not. Gem. Soulstone is of course the name. It's what the entire premise of this genre of games or of this franchise is based upon. And I do say franchise because I feel like I saw a lot of screenshots and stuff from other games that they were developing as well, also related to the Soulstones. So probably in the same universe, I could imagine. In Rage mode, let's try and get nice up and close and personal. Increased potency for the Scent of Blood is always welcome. Just keep on increasing that attack speed modifier. And slowly but surely we're getting rid of some more of these bosses, but they are just causing a lot of trouble. I do believe that there are no new bosses yet in this update, or at least I have not really seen any new bosses yet. But who knows, maybe there's still some things left to discover for me. Give me a level, please. Thank you. Defensive upgrades is exactly what I told you that we were going to do, so I should stay true to my word. I think once we stay close to the Lord long enough, and I don't mean in a religious, spiritual way, we will actually be able to take them down quite efficiently, but keeping that distance so short is actually what causes us to pop our revive, especially if we are not careful enough and we just jump in like that. Lord of Fire right here. Let's stay close for a second, but then again we really cannot. It's difficult. It's difficult. And that's a beauty. The game is becoming difficult again now because I have to play on the harder difficulty to actually achieve my goals of creating all the weapons and leveling up to the point where we can fully spec out the passive tree. And it's definitely gonna take a whole while. It's gonna take a long while. Because right now we are almost finished with the Barbarian, but I do believe that this is the character that I have the highest level on. So for all the other characters there will still be a lot of grinding remaining. Call me Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 American Wasteland Project 8 because I have a lot of grinding to do. Call me fuckboy internet e-boy on Vine in 2017 because I have a lot of grinding to do. Call me a person that does be smoking a lot of the devil's herb because I have a lot of grinding to do. Alright, you kind of get the point, I think. Is there another definition of grinding? Call me a homosexual looking for dates via an online medium called Grindr because I have a lot of grinding to do. I don't know if they name it like, or if they call it grinding themselves, being active on Grindr. It sounds a bit like a weird name, I think, but who knows? It is Pride Month after all, so making jokes at the expense of homosexual people is very much allowed, which is exactly the opposite of what's actually allowed. But I think everybody that knows me, that knows the channel by far, knows that I am not racist at all. I'm not homophobic, I'm not xenophobic, I'm actually a bit more on the progressive left side, I think, I believe. I'm not that politically informed all the time, but either way, I don't have anything against those people and I very, very much appreciate every single one of them. It's just that I think that humor should exist and should be allowed to exist about every single subject in existence. Nothing is too controversial to make some jokes about. Alright, we are in some trouble, that's for sure. We can't be taking too much damage anymore, but we need to stay nice and close for our Blade Storm to actually do something. At the same time, our Flurry is also getting in there. And there goes our second revive. So we might just be in a hell of a lot of trouble, actually. The rage mode is on right now. Let's get in there. Please just give me another level. I have not received a single legendary upgrade, I think, this time around. So maybe last run was really just like a lucky reintroduction into the world of Soulstone Survivors. And now we are getting smacked down again. We are getting smacked down again. And the game is like, no, you know that this is a difficult game. Don't get your hopes up. You still suck at it, pussy boy. I wouldn't say that I suck at it, because this is not a game that you can really suck at. I mean, sure, you can make some mistakes by just playing in an impatient manner, but in general, I wouldn't call myself bad at the game. I've definitely achieved a whole bunch of things that some other people might have not achieved in this game. And in these types of games, you could, of course, always make the argument that that just means that I have invested more time into it. But to that, I say, fuck you, screw you guys, I'm going home. That's exactly what I say to that. How are we doing? The last set of lords just got introduced into the screen. I'm gonna try and get rid of some of these towers, which getting rid of that tower indicated to me that 9/11 was actually not that hard to plan for President Bush, because it was quite easy to get rid of the tower, and that also gave me the signal that our damage is actually maybe not as bad as we make it out to be. But we are definitely going to have to pay more attention to dodging than actually dealing damage, because we are on our final life and on our final life points as well. Still looking around for healing crystals all the time, and in general just trying to get rid of this tower quickly if possible. That should do it. It should be enough negative effects stacked up, I think. Or I hope so. I still see it online, that tower. No, it disappeared now, right? Yes, it did. Traveled through the fire and the flames, but not in like a good heroic way, just in like a very stupid way. I don't know if we're gonna make it. If we do make it though, it will be a story for the ages. They will sing of us in great halls, tell the tales of our battle today to our children, and make them proud of what a heroic warrior their tribe had. But otherwise, I think we are gonna just die a very slow, or not really that slow, just a very painful death, mostly. A bit of an area upgrade to make the Blade Storm traverse even more of the screen is definitely something welcome. Make sure that we still get rid of the towers in a timely fashion. Alright, okay. How are we actually doing? We are on the final. I know that all lords are spawning, but I do believe that once we kill like 2 or 3 more lords, they will just get replaced, because I don't think that we have the full arsenal of lords online yet, if that makes any sense. A new type of enemy on my ass as well. Keep dodging all those beams, and then we should be fine. The most important part is, of course, always staying alive. And I'm not talking about the Bee Gees, or I'm not talking about The Office and that episode where they had to perform CPR. I think it's CPR, right? Kind of revive someone, if you will, or try to revive someone until the services arrive, until the ambulance arrives. Chest compressions and stuff like that. Multicast for the Blade Storm or increased duration for the Bloodlust. Give me multicast for the Blade Storm. YOLO. It was of a higher variety. It was an epic upgrade, so maybe it was just better. But we are in some trouble. 7 health. No health. No health remaining at all. Quite a difficult run right there. Our build didn't quite pop off like we wanted it to, you know? And that's quite sad, because I made all these promises about like, oh, and it's gonna be a very long video, and now here we are. Reduces the amount of rage required. Increases your cast frequency modifier. Increases your area modifier. Let's just... Okay, if we do this, can we then get into this? Yeah, right? I think, well, I mean... It doesn't really matter for now, because we are definitely gonna complete the Barbarian to the fullest extent, so it doesn't matter that we already go for this, but now we know that it works like that. Let's just go like this and try and make him as strong as possible. We need a couple more levels. We need 5, 10, 15. 15 plus 2 and 4 is 21 levels. Is that possible? Is it like a nice and round? It's probably gonna be 22, I would imagine, to make it like a nice and round level, but I'm just talking shit straight out of my asshole, man. I hope you enjoyed this 100th episode. It's a bit shorter than I set it out to be, but hey, we have... Is this gonna be like even further? Holy shit. We have a lot of work to do still. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for sticking me throughout these 100 episodes. And yeah, just thanks in general for existing. Oh shit, we missed these. Bye-bye.